to Triple Threat Gaming Guru. Today's video, we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how inexpensive the Malamar deck is to buy. If you were to have to buy all the cards individually online, now you can always go to your local game store and try and find them faster. But I figured it'd be a lot easier just to show you online. So go to your deck list, hit the little I, export your deck, and what that does is it copies all the cards to a clipboard, which you can then copy and paste into like Microsoft Word or Google Docs or whatever you use. So I'm going to meet you over in my Google Docs. Alright, we've successfully managed to get over to our Google Docs. All we're going to do is copy and paste that list over, and then start copying the individual cards over onto this website called TCG Player. What this is a site where you can buy cards, individual cards. And now we're looking for our specific Minccino, which is this one. So there's a couple ways to tell. One, you can just remember which version it is. Two, you can match this number here with this number. So we know we want a Brilliant Stars, which is this, and we want number 124. So 124, Brilliant Stars. So this one is, I think, Sword and Shield, number 147, and so on and so forth. Alright, so there's a couple ways that you can go about buying these cards. One, you can buy direct from TCG Player. So they've got a few card shops or warehouses that they work specifically with. It's a good way if you're buying a lot of bulk, because a lot of times they do have extras. Now, it's a lot more than, say, if we go down here. We can get as many as we want. It'll tell you what the condition is. So near mint, damaged. That's why this card is so cheap. So what I like to do is I look for, alright, they've got free shipping on orders over $5. What'll happen is they'll show us the cards that we've already used. So when we look at our next set of cards, they'll show us, oh, you've already got this person in your cart. So we can save on that shipping. But I'll put my 4 in, hit add to cart, and we will search for our next one. A lot of times they'll already be down here because people who are buying the Minccino buy the Cinccino. Not always the case, and in this round it wasn't that way. So Cinccino, we want Sword and Shield number 147. So it'll say right here, Sword and Shield base set number 147 out of 202. So we'll come down and we'll look for someone who has 4 of them. So I don't want to be buying individual ones. I want to be able to buy 4 of them. It'll save us on shipping costs that way. This will probably be the most expensive card in here, just because it's used in so many decks. So yes, sadly our Chinchinos have definitely hurt it cost-wise. And it looks like our Minchinos are no longer available from this seller, which isn't an issue right now, because there'll be a process at the end where we can optimize our cart. I'll show you how to do that. So we're just going to keep going. So Inke. We want the Rapid Strike version. Look, oh, this guy's already in our cart. Now this is the one that wasn't, they ran out of the cards, but we'll still add it because they had 4 of them and they were at a decent price. So it looks like there is something wrong with the seller. So we're gonna re-look for these cards. Maybe they're no longer selling, but things haven't updated. So we'll re-put these cards in. Just under different sellers. And then we'll edit our cart to make sure that we remove these cards so we don't have issues later. Kind of good for you guys to see that, just so that way you know that sometimes things like that do happen, because people are constantly buying cards. There's been times where I found great deals on a specific card, but I waited to fill up my cart to order, and by the time I ordered, that card was gone, and the next best deal was a couple dollars more. And we're talking for some bigger cards like Charizard, V-Star, and Arceus. So right here you can see what the market has been like. So the green is for the hollow, the reverse hollow, and this is for the regular one. It has shot up in price a lot lately. The reason being is it's used in a lot of decks. Alright, not a lot of decks, but a lot of people are building this Malamar deck because it plays so high recently in the London Liverpool tournament. It took second place. Not this exact version, but a version of the deck took second place. And we're talking a very inexpensive deck. And that's why I'm showing you how to price this out. Alright. And again, we'll look for somebody who has 4 of them, minimum. That way they all come from that same seller. Oh, we can get these auxiliary. So if you wanted, you could spend a little extra, get the really cool artwork ones. But it's like $2 a card. So then we can click over here and look for all versions of the card. So $1.64 market price versus $1.67. So what market price is, it's the average of what everybody is selling. He's kind of come down in value because there's a lot of them out there. Yep, and we've got a guy who has 3 of them. Not seeing anyone with 4. Oh, here's one with 6 of them. Now, if you wanted, you could buy the 3 from the guy who's already in your, that you already have stuff from, and then get the rest from somebody else. So now that we're into the trainer cards, the best advice I can give you is to buy bulk of the trainer cards while you're here. Because trainer cards are used in so many decks, you don't have to wait for them. Evolution Incense is used in a lot of things. Even in the game stores, I'm having a hard time finding them. So we'll order 6 of these, or 4 of these ones. But if I was doing it, what I like to do, which I'll show you on this one, is I come over here and I just want to know the price. Because shipping is usually fairly inexpensive if you're buying like this. There's some people that they're like, oh, I want $5 for shipping. Ignore them. It don't cost that much to ship a individual card. If you're shipping bulk cards, yes. But here we can order 10 of them at 15 cents a piece and $4.99 for shipping. Let me do some basic math here. But at 15 cents times 10, you're looking at $1.50 plus $4.99 for shipping for $6.49 divided by the 10, 65 cents after you round up. So sometimes you can get a better deal. In this case, I wouldn't call it a better deal. Here you can get 8 of them for 15 cents. So let's do some basic math again. 8 times 0.15. So $1.20 for the cards plus $1.25. So $2.45 divided by 8. 30 cents a card. That's actually not that bad, especially compared to 60 cents a card. And let's see what else they have for deals. You know, it's things like that where, you know, if you can buy 10, 15, 20 of that same card, oh, this is probably going to be the best deal of that I'm seeing without really looking too deep. So 17 cents times 12 of them plus 78 cents. So 282, divide that by 12, 23 cents a card. And you've got 12 of them. For the purpose of this video, we don't need that many, we only need 2 of them. So we're only going to add 2. Now, like that Tower of Waters card, unless you're planning on building a bunch of Rapid Strike focused decks, that one's probably not the one worth buying in bulk. A card like this Ordinary Rod is worth buying in bulk, because you can use it in a lot of decks. And we've got one in here. We've got one in here because I only had the one on TCG Player. I would potentially play more of them in real life, but that's just me. but we're going off of what was already there. So here's a couple options. We already have this store in our cart, as you can see, and this store in our cart. Since we only need one, and it's a little cheaper, we'll add this one to our cart. But say you're wanting to buy the bulk trainer cards, I'd go this route, because the shipping's already factored in. As of now, we're at 2638. So level ball, definitely a card worth buying in bulk. So now here you'll see there are a lot of different versions. So this one here, which I can't highlight, is from an older set, X and Y Ancient Origins, but it has the exact same wording as this current generation. So it's playable in standard play. Same with this one. Now the current generation one is the cheapest, so we're going to go with it. Again, here is one where buying in bulk is definitely a great way to go. This looks like our best option to buy just the 4 of them. Lots of different versions of scoop ups to help you switch and return these back to your hand. Scoop up nets are a little more expensive because they're played in a lot, and as you can see, the value is actually going up. We only need one of them. Looks like this is going to be our cheapest. Cynthia's Ambition. Another good card to bulk order if you can. And maybe I'll do a video on doing some bulk order of trainer cards to show you kind of the science behind it, why I'm doing that. As you can see, especially for the reverse holo, the market price is shooting up. For the regular one, it's coming down. Always look, alright, we already got this guy in our cart, but we need 2 of them. Well, he only has 1. So it's probably best just to go off of another one. This one's got 2. Or find a different card to substitute in real life. Okay, maybe I'll go to Ordinary Rod and reduce Cynthia's Ambition down, or something along that lines. To Rescue Carriers. We got this one already in our cart. Sadly, they only have 1. So this one was the first one. Oh, this one here. 15 cents for the card. Great balls. Again, Great Ball came in some older sets. As long as it has the exact same wording, you can play any version. It's coming up in value a little bit for the holo. Otherwise, that's holding pretty steady. The market is flooded with them. If you don't have a bunch of them already just from opening packs, chances are you have some of them, at least a version, one version or another. Fog Crystal is another card worth ordering in bulk. Its prices are coming up too. And we got a guy who has a bunch of them. We need 4 of them. But in this instance, I would order 20 of them. You're paying $2 and no, for 20 of them you'd be paying $4.40, and you have them for all the different decks you need. As long as you've got a couple different psychic decks that you're planning, it's worth it. Because it's very useful. Green is Focus. Another card definitely worth buying in bulk. It seems to be coming back up in value a little, most likely because of this Malamar deck. We already have this person in our system, so let's go with that one. I'm not going to add regular Psychic Energy just because it's not needed. I mean, it's needed, but if you've opened up a couple packs, you're going to have regular energies. And if you don't, I bet you can find someone who will donate some energies to you. We got one in the cart, but he's only got one of them. Looks like this is going to be our best option. Buy 4. And then, since we didn't take all of these Psychic Energy, we should have 56 cards in our cart, which we do. Edit our cart. So these are the cards that are no longer available from the seller that we chose. But what we can do is optimize our cart, and I'll kind of show you that. So here's your total right now with shipping, $41.05. And that's not including the cards that weren't available through those sellers that sold. So optimize your cart. So if you want to force it to keep the current printings, use this. So that's, say you want that specific reverse holofoil versus the regular or whatever. For me, I don't care what the card looks like if I'm playing it in a deck. There are some people who want the expensive ones. Alright. So our original cart price right now is $41.05 with $10 in shipping, almost $31 in cards for 56 cards, and it's coming from 13 different people. If we decide to go with any seller, that reduces down to 11 people. Usually it goes up. You're spending $16.53 on the cards, $9.64 for $26.17. So by using this card optimizer, you literally have saved 4105 minus 26.17. You save $14.88 by optimizing your cart. So if you want to go even less sellers so that it's coming faster and they're verified sellers, and again, this isn't always going to be true, but these are the ones that TCG Player guarantees based off their track records. So they've been selling for a while. They're good at the fast shipping and all that kind of stuff. You can get it for $29.97 with $20 for the cards, $9.88 for the shipping. Or if you want it from as few sellers and as fast as possible, you can go directly through TCG Player. Estimated shipping of $355, $44.34 in total, 4 people, and $47.89. The way I look at it, I'm going with the cheaper option. So even if a card has sold based off of while you were doing this, it'll still search for that card. So now we're getting 3 Malamar from one seller at 30 cents a piece. You're paying 99 cents shipping, $1.89. So somewhere in here is going to be another Malamar. So $3.92 from this seller, $3.58 for your 4 Evolution Incense. Here's that other Malamar, 78 cents shipping, so you're paying 93. Alright, and sometimes what they'll do, not all the time, but they'll have a little thing down here that says if you spend this much more from this seller, you get free shipping. So you go, oh, alright, I'll click on it and I'll see what that seller has. Maybe they have a couple cards that you need for other decks or something. So you can build the Malamar deck right now at this time and date of the April 8th of 2022 for $26.17 with shipping. Chances are you already own half the cards if you've been playing for a little while. If you're just getting into it, maybe not. But if you've even opened up a few packs, chances are you've at least pulled some of these. So what I like to do is I'll search through all my trainers, pull out the cards that I know I have. I'll search through my bulk and go, oh, I've already got 2 of these Malamar. Alright, I only need 2 more. I've got 4 Remoraid, so I don't need to buy those. Chances are you have Minccino. Even if you don't have this version of Minccino, it doesn't matter. The Minccino's only purpose is to evolve into Cinccino here. So if you've got 4 other different versions of Minccino, use them. It doesn't matter which version you have on that card. The cards that do matter, you want this Cinccino because of its make-do ability. You want the Rapid Strike, Octillery, and Remoraid. The Octillery, you want that ability. Remoraid, you want it to be Rapid Strike so that you can shuffle it back into your hand to do damage with Malamar. Seeing if there's anything else that we absolutely need to talk about. And I'm not seeing it. So these 4 cards aren't eligible, oh, here we go. Add $2.40 more from this seller. So we go shop this seller, and we can go, oh, I could use a few boss's orders for some other decks, or switches. And actually, switch is a good card for this deck if you wanted to switch out some other cards. Some different energies, Professor's Research. So definitely take advantage of that. Yes, that shipping was 78 cents. So it's up to you on whether you want to save that 78 cents by buying $2.40 worth of more cards. Usually I do if I know that I need the cards. So please like, subscribe, and share this channel. Hit the notifications. Once I've started getting more subscribers and more views on a regular basis, I'll start doing some giveaways. So it could be some Pokemon code cards. It could be some packs. Maybe for my first 100 subscribers, I will do a pack or two that I'll ship to you guys. It could be any numerous things. I've got t-shirts that I could send out. I'm working on some t-shirt designs that I'm going to try and sell on this channel. So please share my videos. Let your friends know. And I'm going to be doing more videos with this Malamar deck, including different versions. So I've got a version online that I created and have been testing out before I make some videos on it, where I switched out the Chinchinos for Bidoff. Bidoff has the ability to draw up to 5 cards. So say you've emptied your hand on your last turn to maximize the damage from Malamar. Well, you draw your 1 card per turn. If it's a card that you need to keep in your hand, you can draw 4 more cards. And hopefully get some more rapid strike cards that way to be able to do as much damage as possible. And I've got a version where I've replaced just 2 of the Chinchinos with Bidoff, so I still have 2 Chinchino, 2 Bidoff. So now I can double up that effect. Okay, I used Bidoff's ability, got 5 cards. I got a card that I don't need, and I really need some more rapid strike. Well, I used Chinchino's ability of Make Do to do as much damage as possible. We'll look up that Bidoff quick. If I spelled it right, which I don't think I did. Nope, 2 O's. Oh, sorry, not Bidoff, but the B-Barrel, which is its evolution. So here's Bidoff, and here's the B-Barrel I added. Obviously, I had to add both of them, but it's Industrious and Scissors. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. A good way to get some more cards. And it's especially good if, say, you can't find the Chinchinos. When I was first building this deck for actual play, I couldn't find a couple Chinchinos. And I didn't want to place an order just for the few Chinchino that I needed. So I started thinking, after battling someone who was using this B-Barrel, you know, that ability to draw 5 cards into your hand is actually a very nice ability, and I think it would work very well in Malamar. So I put the Bidoffs in there, or the B-Barrels in there, because I already had some. And it's actually doing really good that way. The other version I've got is a version with the Inteleon quick shooting line. If I can spell it right. So Inteleon. Rapid Strike, quick shooting. So you've got a couple options with it. One, you can use it to do damage. Two, or do damage with Malamar's attack. Or two, you can use its quick shooting ability. If you have 3 of these Inteleons on your bench, you could do 60 damage per turn to one of your opponents. That means, say they've got a strong VMAX out with 300 HP. Well, 60 less puts it in range to easily knock out using Malamar. And if it takes a couple turns for them to even power it up and decide to put it out, maybe you take and do 120 damage to it total. Now it really puts it down in range where Malamar can just come in and destroy it. The Inteleon version took second place in Liverpool, London, I believe it was, here a few weeks ago. I think that's the tournament it was. And that's beating out top tier decks like Mew VMAX, Duraludon, and Arceus. I mean, and these are single prize cards. Alright, this Inteleon, if you were to buy 3 of them, is definitely going to add some cost. They're raising up in price a lot. And then you have to add these Drizzle and Sobble here. So you're looking at adding probably $15 to $20 just for that line of cards. The cheapest here, $3.99 for 4 of them. So we'll add that to our cart. We'll add Drizzile to our cart. And I'm doing this just to show you, okay, here's from that same seller. So shipping's already included. We only want 3 of them. And Sobble is the cheap one. If we could find one from somebody that we already bought from, but it don't look like it. So there's 3. Oh, here we go. This one's got 37 available, 78 cents shipping. So that brought our cart up to $44. Oh, and it looks like those Sobble aren't in here. But you get the idea. It brought that cart up quite a bit. Let's see if we can find them. So just for the... make that 3, update that. Just for the Drizzile and Inteleon, that brings you up to $22.74 and free shipping. And then you add the Drizzile for a couple more bucks. So you've basically, we'll just round it up to roughly $25 more for this. Yes, you're able to get rid of your Minccino and Cinccino, so we'll save him for later. We'll save Cinccino for later. Here's more Minccino. Save those for later. Save that one for later. There's one more. And one more Cinccino. So 57 cards here with our Sobbles and that. You don't need energy for them because you're already using the energies. So we want that 4 basic psychic energy, so we'll remove one other card. And in this case, I would say we could go down on the ordinary rod. We'll save that one for later. So let's optimize our card again. So again, we're at 4261 for this version. And I do have some differences on the version online, but I'm just showing you some basics. You're looking at going from like I think it was $29 deck to a $39 deck by going through any seller. So it's kind of, alright, what do you want to do? And what strategy do you want to use? Right. So I will be doing some videos here in the next, hopefully this weekend, if not this next week, as I've got a semi-busy weekend. And I'm going to show you the differences within the Malamar deck based off the variations that I've created. So please subscribe and hit your notification to be updated on those as soon as they come.